All right, here is my curly girl method full wash. I've got my refresh up, however, products have changed, my method has kind of changed, I've found what has worked for my hair. I haven't done it in a while, as you can tell, because you see how good this side is, and now look at this. It's rainy here in Southern California for the first time in forever. It's been raining for days and my hair is like, what in the world? So it's kind of been up, it's been doing its own thing. So I'm doing a full wash today. So as far as products go, I'm not going to wash on camera, show you my wash, because why? I don't really do anything special. The only thing I have been doing just a little bit differently, I just started, is using this little doohickey thing. It is supposed to be really good for hair growth, stimulating your scalp. I'm not going to do a demo because I don't really know how to use it. I'm just kind of scratching my head as I have the shampoo in there. So this is really the only thing I do other than just putting products in and making sure that my hair is fully saturated in that. So as far as products go, I was using the Luss brand. I liked it. It was good. I did, however, notice that when I used my Not Your Mother's Naturals green shampoo, yellow conditioner, I didn't see any difference in the curl, in anything. So I've just been using this because I know this is what I'm going to continue to use. I haven't even used up my bottles yet, which I need to. So every once in a while I'll throw these in just so that I can empty the bottles out before they go bad. I don't know when, but whatever. But I have been using my Not Your Mother's Naturals and it's been doing really good. So like I said, I don't do anything special. Shampoo in there, give it a nice good massage, and then rinse it out completely. Conditioner in there. I don't do any scrunching. I do, but I kind of really just get it in there, because all the scrunching, everything is going to happen when I put the leave-in and when I do all the styling. So I don't really even do anything special with that. I just wash my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll pop back on and we will discuss the styling. See you soon. Hey, okay, so done with the wash. As you can see, it is still dripping wet. So this is when I'm going to start applying my products. Now, I do the application in a couple different ways. I'm actually gonna put a towel around it's like raining outside and I'm sitting in here, supposed to be dry, and I'm getting myself soaking wet. So I'm gonna do this, get my towel for my hair here. Okay, so products. I'm going to be using the Luss leave-in, okay? The curly. I'm also going to be using 1 pump each of my Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic, which I won't do without, and the Camille Rose Naturals Curl Maker. I do 1 pump of each, I mix them together, and I put it in. I don't want to do without either one of them now, so I just use both. Seems to work. That's all I use on my hair. Sometimes I will use the Bioterra gel. I put it in this, so the name is completely escaped me, but I think it's the Bioterra. Meh. I'll put it in the comments if it's something different, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But from Sally's, and so sometimes I do use that gel. I don't really notice a difference in curl or hold when I do use it, but sometimes I just like to feel like I have more hold in there. But the Curly Girl, the Curly Magic, and the Curl Maker, both of them together do really well, and I don't really need to use any gel. So I'm not going to be using any today. Now, as far as clumps and no clumps. Okay, this is the thing. My hair has started, it started wavy, right? And I'm like, clump it up, bring on the clumps. Well, Now it has started going into big spirals. So when I do clump, they're like huge, like long spirals that just hang down my face, and it's really hard to style like that. So I like to break up the clumps. I know, I just said that. I like to break up the clumps. I'm going to show you how I would style it with the clumps and how I would do it without. So if I do want the clumps, what I'll do is I'll do the roping and then the pulsating squish, okay? The pulsating squish I do no matter what. It is like, works wonders to get my curls to do what they want to do. So I'm going to do the leave-in first. I do like 4 pumps of the leave-in, which 1 pump is not a lot, so it's not really a lot, okay? Now, if I wanted to clump, right? If I wanted to get the clumps, what I do, I take sections and I would rope it down, okay, in each section. I put 4 pumps on my hands, so one time doing that is pretty good for all my hair, because I have short hair, so there's not really a lot. And I just rope it down, and it kind of keeps them in these big clumps like that. If you can see that it's kind of like chunking like that, but it doesn't stay like that. So the back is kind of still pretty short, so I kind of just do this no matter what, because it's still pretty short. So, okay, and then once I've roped it in like that, I just go in and I do the pulsating squish. Okay. And this is, I will do the same thing, right? Right now I just have the leave-in in. I'll do the same thing with the curl enhancers, okay? If I want clumps. Now see, like there's pretty big clumps going on. As my hair dries, these will just turn into big spirals. What I'll do, when I do the editing, I'll add in some pictures, what it looks like with the big spirals. And then what I'm gonna do next is the method I use when I do not want big, thick clumps, okay? So if I want the clumps, I just keep doing this. So I do the 1 pump, mix them, and then I do again the whole roping thing, okay? So I'd keep the clumps as they are, I'd rope it, and then pulsating squish. When you do that, you wanna make sure that all the hair is not sticking to the back of your head, so I kind of shake it and then squish that all in, okay? So when I want to be able to style my hair without looking weird with those big old spirals, I will just do the unheard of. Okay, when I first started Curly Girl, I was like, this is how you have to do your hair. If you don't and you call yourself a curly girl, y'all, you know what your hair wants. You know what your hair needs. If I want to look like, I don't even know, what has like huge just tubes hanging down, okay? So this is what I do when I don't want that. I literally break it all up. I know, can you believe it? The heresy. I'm breaking it all up, making sure all the product is evenly distributed. I kind of do a grab and then I squish. When I don't want huge clumps, I have no special way. You see how it's still curling, but there's just more of it, right? At least I think it looks fuller to me because there's not one huge giant tube going down the middle of my face. So that is the method or non-method, right? I don't really do anything special. I just rake it all in, make sure it's all in there. This squishing part is the important part. This is what is going to get all the product in there. It gets good curls going. I do it from side to side to make sure One thing I also have to make sure I get the back, because sometimes I forget and the back's like, hello, what about me? Okay, so I get all that in, come to the other side, make sure I'm doing that. Over here too, make sure I get the back. Okay, and I get it all in there. Okay, if I do gel, what I will do is I will take my satin scarf first and I will get some of this moisture out. Same pulsating squish, but just take a little bit of the moisture out, and then I will add the gel in if I want to add gel. I'm not doing that, so I'm just gonna get some of this moisture out just so it doesn't take 15 years to diffuse. And then I'm gonna get to diffusing straight from here. Okay. So there it is without the huge clumps. Just really just rake it in. Some people's hair cannot do that. It will frizz, it will go crazy. Mine would have when I first started. But as my hair's gotten healthier, I've cut off a lot of the damaged parts. I might have just gone in the other day and cut some more. So, but I've cut off a lot of the damaged parts. So now my hair can handle this. Some people's can't. And it's really just what your hair can do. If the roping method works for you and you can't, while it's wet, come in and rake it out, rope it. What I was doing at first too is I was doing it, drying it, diffusing it, and they were the big things. And then I was just taking them and kind of separating each one of the big spirals. That can work too. You find what works for your hair and then you do that and then you share it, because there are some people who are watching this that are like, yeah, right, if I did that with my hair, I'd look crazy, okay? So when you find what works with your hair, share it so that other people can benefit from it too. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get in, and I am going to diffuse, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm partway through diffusing, and as you can see, there aren't like big clumps. So it will be a little fuller for me, and yeah, just kind of like it a little better. But what I did want to say is when I diffuse with this in my hand. Today I'm using my Black Orchid. I do have the Dyson, which is very fast. It does dry my hair very fast. However, I feel like it's really hot, so I only use that when I need to like be fast, like when I've got to get out. This doesn't take too much longer, and I feel like it just holds my curl better. I just really like it a lot better. So using the Black Orchid. Now what I will do with this in my hand, I will go ahead and I will just scrunch it all, and then I'll come straight in with the diffuser, and I'll just sit here for like 30 seconds. Sometimes I get impatient, so sometimes it's not that long. And then I'll come in and I'll scrunch here, and then I'll come in here and I'll diffuse this here. So I'll just do that around my whole head. I make sure I get each, like, I've got to get this way. I have to make sure I get back here and get the back this way, because otherwise the back of my hair kind of goes flat. And so I get in a whole bunch of different crazy positions, but this is what I used when I, after I applied my products to kind of get some of the moisture out. So it is damp. So I feel like it just gets in there, and it's not wet, so it's not gonna wet it again, but it just gets the curl that it wants. And then I come in and then I shoot it with the diffuser, and I feel like it helps to curl a lot better. So that's one little trick I've started doing hand in hand as I diffuse. Also, I don't like, not that I don't like, I don't need to get a cast. I scrunch out, especially with this, I scrunch out my hair as I'm diffusing so I don't get a cast. Sometimes I won't use this and I'll just make sure I get the cast. I don't really notice any difference, and I feel like this is much quicker because when I try to get the cast, I will sit there and do it and I'll feel like it and then I'll scrunch it out and it's still wet underneath. So I have to shoot it again with a diffuser. So I kind of feel like I'm doing that anyway. Could just be my impatience, whatever, but this just seems to work for me. So if you are not getting a cast and you're concerned about that, there's really no need to be concerned. I mean, you can try to get one, and if it works better for you to, you know, get your hair in a cast, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. It's not like necessary. I don't think it does anything really magical. If anything, I think there's more magic in this just because it really enhances my curls. So just for me, this works a lot better. Again, find what works for you, but just a couple diffusing tips. Also, for just a little more lift, I will come in, and if my hair is this way, I will lift it up just the opposite way and set the diffuser there like that so that it diffuses it as it's lifted, excuse me. And then when I put it on this side again, I'll come in. You see how there's still some big spirals forming even though I didn't do that. I'll come in with this, shoot it with this, and just lift it the opposite way of whatever way my head is turning. And then as far as the part goes, I've been asked a lot about my part. Honestly, whichever way my hair looks better when it falls, that's the side it's gonna go on that day. Today it looks like it is this side, okay? Some days I'll do this side. See how it kind of goes all wonky right here? Sometimes it goes wonky on the other side. So I'll do the other side. So really it's whatever my hair decides to do that day, I just go with it and don't force it. But it really just depends on how it falls on what side, and as I'm diffusing, I'll notice that, and so then I'll start diffusing it to that side more, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's almost completely dry. As you can see, some of these, when I break it up, some of them just kind of do this weird thing, and then some of them still do this. But that is the end result for wash day. Now, I don't know if this happens to you. Yes, that too. But as I go throughout my day, my curls will get tighter, not like throughout my day, but within the next like hour or so after I wash my hair and diffuse it, my hair will get a little tighter, the curls will get a little tighter, and it will change a little bit even after I'm done diffusing and everything. So sometimes I get it, the style, I get them all set where I want them to, and then I leave and come back and they just kind of do their own thing. So I don't know if yours do that too, but my hair kind of has a mind of its own and it just does what it wants. And sometimes it works out, and then sometimes you've got things like this that are like sticking out and you just go with the flow. But anyway, so this is my full wash routine. I don't do any, I used to root clip, but when I break up the clumps, as you can see, it's got pretty good volume. So I don't really even do that, which saves me time, which as a mama of 4, time is precious to me. So I don't do root clipping, anything like that. I keep it as simple as possible and as quick as possible, and with really as little product as possible. So other than the shampoo and conditioner, I use 3 products and that's it, and nothing really even fancy. So I hope this helps. I hope you get something from it. If you have questions, you can pop them in the comments, and I would love to see your guys' routine too. If you do something a little bit different, if something I've done clicks with you, I'd love to know. And if something I've done, you're like, yeah, no, I want to know that too. So let me know, pop them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.